Hi everyone out there, this is Frank with Whiskey Anonymous. We have a special guest,
Hamish Torrie.
We're doing our tips and tricks and hints of whiskey. For this particular section, we're going to talk about non-chilled / chill filtration and its effects on whiskey and what you can expect and so on. Hamish, can you tell us a little bit about that process?
Well,
it is.
Non-chill filtration normally happens just before bottling.
Okay.
Right? So it's not something you do at the distilleries. It's just before you start bottling the whiskey. And the key thing is that actually most whiskies, Scotch whiskey, single malt, blended, etc., most whiskey is chill filtered.
What does that mean? What is chill?
Well, chill filtering basically it stabilizes the whiskey in the bottle so that you don't get any. It doesn't throw any sediment. It keeps the whiskey, the color, all very stable, so that the consumer gets what he pays for.
So the whiskey, is it chilled? Is that because
it's chilled to 4 degrees.
4 degrees Celsius.
Chilled and then filtered, and that chill filtration, what it does, it removes what we call the lipids.
The lipids
in the whiskey, and that stabilizes the whiskey. If you want a non-chill filter, generally you take it down to about 46%. So the alcohol keeps the whiskey absolutely stable. Okay. And non-chill filtration gives you a benefit of texture and mouthfeel. Yeah. And if you take this Ardbeg, for instance, all Ardbeg is non-chill filtered. Right. And you get the greasy legs, or the legs as we call them, down the side of the bottle, or the down the side of the glass. That shows you it's non-chill filtered. And basically, for the whiskey aficionado, it gives you texture and mouthfeel. It doesn't do anything to taste as such. It's just texture and mouthfeel. Okay. And texture and mouthfeel is an important part of the sensory experience. Right. So if you could have brilliant tasting whiskey like Ardbeg, and you have it non-chill filtered, you give them the full whiskey experience. Right. And that's what it is all about. And if you add water to non-chill filtered whiskey, it can go cloudy. Right. Okay. Okay. And some people would find that unsettling, but to the whiskey aficionado, it doesn't matter at all, because he's got his it's full of those lovely sort of slightly oily lipids. Yeah, I know with the whiskey aficionados, when they say when they hear that a whiskey has been chill filtered, they kind of get up in arms because you say that it doesn't take away the taste, but they say, well, because the oiliness is taken away. For them, the whole experience is gone. Well, the experience might be slightly less. You have to use your words carefully here. The experience might be different. Right. But the taste shouldn't change. Shouldn't alter that much. It's more about experience and I say texture and mouthfeel rather than the actual taste of the whiskey. And the whiskey aficionado would love to see everything. In fact, the whiskey aficionado would love to see everything at cask strength. Right. Straight from the barrel. Oh, which I love. I love cask strength. Okay. But we live in the real world. Yeah. And we can only very rarely do that. Of course. So there are degrees of basically the aficionado, as I've seen it, wants to get as close to the distillery that he's enjoying as he can, almost so that he's in the warehouse with that warehouse experience. And if you have a high strength whiskey, which is non-chill filtered, you're getting very close to that. But most of us in the distilling industry, we have to set the strength. Of course. Otherwise, bottling becomes completely uneconomic. Because the strength actually alters during the process. It can drop. Of course. And also, we have I think the tolerance is 0.5%, or maybe less in terms of percentage, either way, that we're allowed. So in terms of label declaration. Really? So it's very tight. We are governed all the way through to the final bottling. Right. Which all your listeners or watchers will be glad to hear, is that we are tightly regulated in how we do our bottlings. So there are very, very strict rules.
Lovely. Wow, that's amazing. I'm really glad you're able to share this. I know all our listeners and watchers out there, we try to do these kind of things, and luckily we have Hamish all the way from Scotland that can tell us more about this.
I'm not a bottling expert, but I know from talking to all of my team at the distillery and the bottle hall, this is how it's done. I just want to emphasise non-chill filtration is texture and mouthfeel.
Right.
And chill filtration takes away some of the texture and mouthfeel because we remove some of the lipids.
For more of the look of it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.
Thank you.
Wow.